It's the real Spiel, baby. We in here. Share with your people down. It's Uncle Dell, and I will tell. Listen, 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 listen. The real Spiel has arrived at your doorstep. I know you've been waiting all day for this particular topic. I know you've been waiting all day for this particular conversation. But DJ, hit the music. I think I want to dance us into a little bit. It's good to see everybody coming in. Share what's going on. Leslie, how you doing? Opal, how you doing? Everybody come on in here, share with somebody. For those who are on YouTube, subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. We're trying to make things better. I'm trying to switch up the background, switch up the locations. You let me know what the show looks like from your side of the fence. Leslie, you're going to come on the show today because the stuff I got to talk about, we're going to need you up in here. But it's time for the real Spiel. Holla, Sherry, what's going on? Good to see you. But we're here, man. We in the cut. We in the cut, and we're about to do it today. Okay, we're about to do it today. I hope everybody had an amazing day. My day has been subpar. You know, out here fighting in them Facebook streets. Man, sometimes I feel like I'm getting cyberbullied. I'm getting cyberbullied on Facebook, boy. I gotta run. Sometimes I gotta run and retreat, baby, because you know I'm getting cyberbullied sometimes on Facebook. So I'm glad I'm here in friendly, safe spaces. There's been so much going on, but today I want to get into it. I want to get into Opal, cyberbullied, man. Cyberbullied, some angry people out there in Facebook land. You know, I ain't gonna give them no energy. I'm not gonna even talk about them today. I had a couple of jokes about them, but I'm not gonna give them no energy. Let them do their thing because that algorithm works, boys. Zuckerberg put they behind in jail. Hey, I remember you spoke at this. Yes. Hey, how are you? I spoke at the Holiday Inn in Accra. Years later, I'm here. And you came to Toronto and you did not look me up and I did not get a chance to come on your show. So I'm vexed with you. But this is the same kind of conversations we've had years ago. And you know what? You might have inspired me all those years. The year of return in Ghana, I remember there was a bunch of us at the table and we were speaking about some things. I think I still have that somewhere on my Instagram. But it's good to see you. And it's great to see that you're doing big things. I see what you're doing too. Check her out. Eve Production. Check her out. She is the biggest promoter in Africa. All right. Check her out because she's doing big things. But at the top of our promotion, Famous Me accessories with her vegan mink lashes in the UK. It's £5. Check her out. She's one of my friends on Instagram. Check her out because Famous Me is doing big things. But ladies and gentlemen, drum roll, please. Blessings, my dear. You're doing big things. I got to talk about you. You're doing big things, man. You're doing big things in Africa. I remember when we were talking about the hotel that we were trying to buy on the beach. Remember? We went down there. So we're doing big things in Africa. So let's have a conversation today. Let's have a thought process today. And ladies, you know what I'm here to talk about? I'm here to talk about why the men that you want, YouTube, the men that you want, Instagram, how come those brothers won't date you? Okay, I'm not talking about the men that you don't want. I'm talking about the men that you do want. I'm going to give you 25 reasons, and I could have come up with more, but I'm just going to take it to 25 because it's an hour show. I don't have 2 hours to tell you. But there's some reasons that certain caliber of men don't want to date women with certain, let's call them idiosyncrasies. Let me put it in that way. Okay? Certain aspects of some of y'all, listen, man, we ain't interested. And when I say the we, and I'm not going to speak from a place of conceit. Okay? I believe myself to be a certain caliber of man. And I think that I fit the potential catchment of the swipe rights. Okay, I think I fit the catchment. I think they call them Chads. I might be a Chad. No, I'm not a Pookie, but I think I'm able to speak and to educate ladies on a perspective of a man type, the manosphere man types, that might be able to give you some insight into this thing. And so here we go. You know what? The number one reason, you know what? This list actually is not in order. Let me just start that. But the number one reason I have for women that want us, but we don't want to date, too young. Right? And it's easy to go into that. Yeah, of course, you're not going to date women that are too young. You know, that's a pedophile thing. But listen, there's more to it than simply them being too young, because, you know, I'm a man of a certain age. I'm a man of a gray bearded zaddy of a certain age. And women who are younger than some people would think are very interested in dating men my age, right? I don't look my age. I'm in shape. I have money. I have places to put them. I got a car. I have conversation. I know their music. They might know the music from my generation. For whatever reason, younger women, and I'm talking about women from like 21 years old to 25, right? People half and less my age potentially are interested, very interested in spending time dating a man my age. And too young, there's a few reasons that too young is a problem, right? But I have a number one reason why too young is a problem. My number one reason why too young is a problem is because women between the ages of 21 and 25, they out here sleeping with everybody, bro. They out here sleeping with, listen, they sleeping with those little dirty penis little boys in their demographic. That's right. They sleeping with them little dirty penis little boys in their demographic. And I had a girl tell me the other day, she says, I'm a millennial and sex to us is we're liberated. So I don't want to have a conversation about, you know, my body count or how sex is something that I should be having. I'm a very liberated individual because I'm a millennial. That means to me, you having sex with some little dirty penis little boys, boy. You know, a man my age is different than a little 22-year-old boys because they can catch some of that stuff. And they can go to the doctor. Doctor gave them some penicillin. Bada boom, bada bam. They straight. But a man my age, my prostate will blow up into a mushroom cloud. We can't fool around with them little dirty penis boys, STIs, man. That's one of the biggest reasons. Those young ladies are never only sleeping with you. They're never only sleeping with you. Unfortunately, in their liberated demographic, they got a little boyfriend in their age. They got a little sneaky link in their age. And so you really can't, as a man, even if you're interested, even if these girls in their age category was actually emotionally mature enough to have a relationship with you based on their demographic, they sleep with everybody. And well, maybe you should be just using condoms with it. Listen, there's some stuff that condoms can't even help you with these days. Too young means they're too sexually fluent. They're in that category of they're just sharing their body loosey-goosey. And I'm not with that. We're not interested in catching anything that will make our prostate blow up. Bleeding blood, peeing blood is not a good thing at 50-something years old. We ain't playing with y'all. We're going to leave them there. Watch this. Number two is old enough, but too immature. So now you move to the ones that are too young because they got behaviors. And then you got the ones that are older say, well, I'm not doing that. I'm not just sleeping with these little dirty penis little boys out there. I'm older. You can date me. I'm 26. I'm 28. I've got a business. I've got a law degree. I'm doing all this. Some of them are not mature enough to date. And maturity comes in a lot of ways. And my number one, I'm going to talk about me because a lot of people's number one might be different. My maturity is, are you mature enough to allow me to share information that you don't have? Because I tell you what, an intelligent young woman between the ages of 25 to 29, and she's done her research about her worldview and stuff, you can't tell her nothing, bro. You can't tell her nothing. She'll tell you this is how it is. I was talking to a woman the other day and talking to her about real estate and trying to advise her that if she's renting a particular condo and she's not able to cover the costs of her mortgage with the tenant, then she's in a bad circumstance. She said to me, well, it seems like you don't know anything about real estate because everybody here is in the red. I'm like, No, you shouldn't have to be that way. You bought the real estate, you bought the stuff wrong. And so she argued with me for a minute until I told her, hey, you want me to tell you how to do this properly? You want me to tell you the actual way that you should buy real estate as a condo and not be in the red where you're coming out of your pocket when you actually got tenants? And when she sat and listened, she said, oh, okay, you're right. I'll do it different that way. But it was like a headache. It was like an hour of having this conversation with somebody fighting me about information they didn't have. And so immaturity for me is somebody who doesn't have the capacity to learn. Because if you can't have a dialogue where somebody who has a little bit more experience than you is giving you something that you would not figure out for the next 20, 30 years because I'm 20, 30 years in front of you and you don't want that information, you're a headache. You're a problem. I can't help. I can't work with you. I can't work with you because your brain is stuck. That's my issue with immaturity. You're old enough, but you're immature. And immaturity for me is somebody who doesn't have the capacity to learn. That's the biggest type of immaturity. A person who's so stuck in their ignorance because they think they know everything. And people know young people like that. Some of y'all have teenagers. You've been through it. Number 3, old enough. She's old enough now. But what does she have? She's got trust issues. She's got anxiety issues. She's got past trauma. Everything triggers her. Boom, 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 boom. Because the last dude, she keeps bringing up her last boyfriend, her last husband, and this happened and that happened. Ooh, Lord have mercy. Go get healed. Go get healed, girl. Go get healed. I don't want to deal with all of the hoops. And I talked about on a show yesterday that a young lady was talking to me on Facebook and said that, if she gets into a relationship, she's not going to have the person visit her at her home. I was like, well, you ain't going to be in a relationship. That ain't no doggone relationship. She says, well, I have the right, and you can't tell me. I have the right, if I want to be in a relationship and I don't want that man to visit my home, I can do that. You have the right to make any rules you want, but we ain't going to date you, dummy. We're not going to date you. If you don't have the capacity to trust a man you're interested in, build that level of trust to allow him to enter into your home, why do you expect him to date you? He's not taking you seriously. So please stop the madness. That's not going to happen. All right. Good to see everybody here. My boy, Jason, I see you. Chanel, I see you. Sanai, I see you. Okay. Velvet Assassin, Sean the Trainer. Good to see all you guys. Old enough, but trust issues, anxiety issues, right? She's got stuff going on, triggered from her last husband. Nothing is worse. Nothing is worse than trying to be intimate with a woman for the first time who you're building a relationship with. And you get to the place where you touch her. She's oh, I'm not ready. I've been through something and you're like, oh, damn, what did I do? I was raped 6 months ago. Oh, damn, I didn't know. You can't date that. Those people need their time. They need to go talk to somebody, but you can't date them, man. You can't date people who are going through stuff like that. If you're already in the relationship and something happens, fine. But if you're trying to get to know somebody and you have to deal with the hurdle of a serious past trauma, bro, my name is Brereton. It ain't Phil, and I can't help you. I can't help you through that. And if I can't help you, I can't date you while I help you. That's not a situation. That's a no-go. That's a no-go, baby. You got to leave them alone. Truth heals. Sometimes, and Jason, anytime anybody want to come on this show and have some conversation with me, you press that plus button. Press the plus button, and I'll bring you up in here. We have a conversation if you want to for a minute about this. But old with trust issues, anxiety issues, past trauma. Anyhow, you are continuously talking to me about your ex. I'll give you one conversation about your ex. I'll give you one. Then the second conversation, I know there's something wrong. And by the third conversation, I got to go. Oh, you're driving. Okay, Jay. I got to go because you're dealing with something that's traumatic, and I can't help you through that. There's different dudes who might, though. And I'll tell you, we're going to talk about why the betas are winning. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Why beta men are winning. Because beta men will have this conversation with you. They have the patience because they know they don't qualify for you. And therefore, they will put the time in to deal with somebody who has serious anxiety issues and play that waiting game. And that's one of the reasons why they're waiting. I'll bring that up tomorrow. But here we go. Number 4, she's got school-age children with the father still very much involved, okay? She's got school-age children, and the father of those children is very much involved in her and those children's lives. That's called a family. Leave them alone. Don't date no woman in that situation. Don't try to step into that and date that. Don't do that, because really what you're doing, I'm not even talking about the women. You're dealing with the man's family. You're actually dealing with the brother's family right there. And you're coming in here because this girl is vulnerable. She might have gone through something where her and that man aren't dealing with each other right now. And she's looking for another support system. And she's going to drag you into a scenario that is still hot. That's hot. I don't want it. And them little children are looking up to you and they're saying, oh, hi, you remind me of my daddy, or my daddy's coming to pick us up on. Oh, no. Don't do that. Don't put yourself in a scenario. Don't mess up those children. That woman too, if your relationship don't work out with her, whoo, boy, the backlash of the circumstance, she's going to go up and be the person in number 3. She's going to be triggered even more because she's going to have 2 people back to back it didn't work out with. No. If that brother's still very much involved when he's dealing with young children, especially, I'm talking about young children, because I'm going to be involved, my kids till they old. But I'm talking about you got young children, impressionable children, and she still got a lot of things happening, organizing situations with that man. Leave that alone, man. That's not for you. That's not for you. Number 5, she's got school-age children, same scenario, with no father who's involved. But she now is a very busy mother doing all kinds of stuff with her kids. So we know moms like that. Those super moms. They got one child in ballet, one child in soccer, one child in basketball. She's doing everything. That lady does not have time for you. That lady needs to spend the time doing what she's doing with her children. She's in a relationship with her children, and you got to leave her alone, because unless you're coming in there to be stepdad and to be a soccer dad driving, or you're driving people to North Carolina because there's a basketball tournament and you're picking up Jimmy while she's picking up Susie, and you're coming in and you're trying to be right away into that whole family right away, because that's what she needs. She don't need you to be like, hey girl, what's up? You got what you wearing right now? Where you want to come over? Oh, the kids. You got this. You still got those kids still. Oh, you didn't. When does it go by the pot? She don't have time, bro. She got stuff to do all the time. She's making lunches, breakfast. She's got plans. She's doing stuff all the time. She's got no time for you. And you don't need to leave that lady alone, because she's active with her kids. She's active. No dad's involved, and she's a very active mom. She don't have no time for you. She have time in 10 years, but she don't have time for you right now. And ladies, men are not necessarily trying to date a woman who doesn't have the capacity to spend the quality time that he needs, unless maybe he's coming from the same scenario. Okay, let me deep. He got young kids too, and he wants to now merge the family. So that can work if he's doing the same thing and you merge the family. But a single dude, he doesn't have the same active responsibilities that he has with young children, and you do. He's not going to look to date a scenario like that. He's going to identify that she does not have enough time to spend with me. That's what he's going to figure out pretty quickly. And he's right. Number 6, young. She's young. She has no kids, but she has a thriving career, and she's very career oriented. Her career is her children. She don't have time for you either. She doesn't have time for you. And men do not want to compete with your career. As terrible as that sounds, we're not trying to compete with your career. If we see that your career orientation and your desire to be successful at this stage in your life is really the chief priority, we're going to allow you to do that and sit back and say, girl, you go run with that. Again, that's where the betas are winning. because the beta brothers are going to step in there and do something different. We'll talk about that tomorrow. But most of the Chads, the swipe rights, the alpha types, the manosphere types, we're not necessarily looking to wait around. I'll say it like that. Wait around as you go and run after the brass ring of your career. That is something that's important to you. It's probably been instilled with you with parents. You've gone to school. You've spent money on student loans. You're focused. You're driven. You don't have time for that, dude. And I'll tell you right now, we know you don't have time for us, and we're not going to have focus to be into you 100%. We're going to have other people filling the gaps that you're not filling because you don't have time. It's just going to happen that way. So don't do it to yourself. If you know that you're career focused, say, I'm so career focused right now. I don't even have the time for a relationship. I wish I did. You're a great guy, but I don't think it's going to work out because I don't think we have the time. And if he says, girl, I will make the time for you, that's different. But most of the time, it's not going to work out. He's not going to sit back and wait for you to schedule him in once every 2 weeks, once a month, whenever your career does so. He's not going to do it. He's not going to do it. Most guys in that scenario who have lots of choices, who have lots of options, they're simply not going to do that because they don't have to. We're not talking about the betas. We're talking about dudes who have options, right? They're just not going to do that, right? Unless they are extremely into you and they have now made a conscious decision to say, I will just sit around and wait on this woman. That might not be wise for him neither because you might not ever get back to him. Your focus is your career. Number 7, she has no young kids. She has no career. She's interesting. No young kid, no career. She brings nothing to the table, and she's going to rely on me for everything. Too much responsibility. Too much responsibility. I don't want all that responsibility because you want an individual. And you know what? This is the terrible part of what I'm saying. Doesn't it seem like it's hypocritical of the point before? The first woman, she's doing big things with her life. She's career oriented. You didn't want to wait around for her. Then you come across this other girl who's simply doing nothing. She's got no kids. She's got no career. She's got all the time to spend with you if you want to, but you're saying you don't want to take on that responsibility. No, we want a balance. We want a balance. We don't want those two extremes. Those are extremes. We want a balance in between. We want an individual who has the capacity to schedule us in on a regular basis, but we don't want to have to deal with an individual that we know that's going to become a job. She's going to become a chore, right? And many brothers who have picked those girls up, they know what happens. They get pregnant and they become a chore because how you found them is how they're staying. They ain't going to go and be like, yeah, let me go start a career all of a sudden. No, they're looking to be booed up and probably have children and be a stay-at-home mom. That's what they're looking for. And so they're seeing you as a step up, a level up, a come up, and somebody who's going to facilitate that for them. They're not going to switch their habits. They're a lot of responsibility. They're probably baddies. They probably look great, but there are a lot of responsibilities. And if a brother is smart and he's not in a scenario where he's simply got uber wealth to just basically take care of a woman, or he's in a scenario where this woman is so bad that that's all he wants to do, he knows he's signing up for a lot of responsibility. And so that's a lot of reason the brother was like, no, man, she's not bringing nothing to the table, bro. She's not bringing anything to the table. Like, everything's going to be on me. And, I don't want to lose half my stuff and have to give it away to a girl who's never built nothing. She's just waiting for me to build everything. Not going to happen. And unfortunately, it sounds very hypocritical of the last point, but brothers want something in between those two polar opposites. Okay. Number 7, young kids. Oh, sorry. That's number 8. Young, watch this, wealthy with time. She's young, she's got money, and she's got time. Ooh, I like her. She's bad. Young, money with time. Who am I talking about? You're talking about Rihanna. You're talking about a girl like Rihanna. And guess what? You need to be in the top percent of a men to even access her. Most guys know when they come across that type, she's out of our reach. She's probably out of our reach, right? Unless you are a dude who is dealing in the 1 percentile, she is most likely out of your reach. And most men immediately will say, this girl's out of my league, bro. I don't know if I can deal. She's got to reach down to you and be like, no, I want you here, ASAP Rocky. I want you here. But she's potentially completely out of your league because she's in a different bracket altogether. She's rich, she's young, she's beautiful, she has free time because her wealth has afforded her free time. She's got time for you, but she's dealing with the elite creme de la creme, top percentile dudes. Okay, and so you're waiting to get picked for that girl, and most of the time, you know very well the writing's on the wall. That unless that girl is telling you, "Hey, you're the one for me," you're whistling Dixie, bro. You're that's not coming your way anytime soon. You're not going to slow down to wait on Rihanna in a breakup. You're not going to slow down for Ashanti. Ashanti's got nobody around her from what it looks like. She got no man. She's got nobody around her. She's going from tour to tour. She's doing stuff. Ashanti be a great pickup, but Ashanti got to pick you. What are you bringing to the table for Ashanti? What are you going to do for Ashanti? And even though we know Ashanti didn't make the money that she could, and she's probably catching up, what are you going to bring to the table for Ashanti, bro? She's got to deal with you. And we know very well we can't hang our hat on waiting around for Ashanti. We got to go figure out life. All right. Number 9. Number 9 is interesting, similar to some of the other ones, but she's a bitter divorcee, and she's got too many triggers and too many minefields. Too many triggers and too many minefields. Okay, she's in a scenario where she has some drama and some trauma. She's bitter. She's a bitter divorcee, and the thing about a bitter divorcee, you might be inheriting somebody else's toxicity, and you can feel it. You can feel if you're going to be like, I don't know about this one, man. This one she came through the ringer, and she's ready. She's ready. No, if she's a bitter divorcee, again, she's dealing with some stuff, and although she's available, she might have time for you, right? She might have her money in shape because, a situation where she's getting enough alimony, and then she's got her own little money. She might get a little child support. Who knows? Even if she's the divorcee / widow, who knows? But she's in a position where she's actually got time for you. But that bitter part might be a no-go. And men detect bitterness in you very quickly. And we don't want that bitterness that you had to that guy to circle around to me. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want you calling me, telling me, you know what this son so-and-so just did to me? You know what he just said to me? No. And you playing referee because immediately I might be on the man's side. I might be like, well, maybe you should consider giving him the children. Why don't you just give him the kids? Aren't they his children? She don't want to hear that from us. So that bitter divorcee thing, that might just be a battle of the sexes, and she might be using you to have conversation or even arguments that she can't even have with her ex. Okay, number 10 is the happy divorcee. Okay, I bet them. The happy divorcees are like, girl, man, bro, I'm just glad I'm out of that relationship. I am free. I am living my life. I'm enjoying my life. And I tell you what, I'm never going down that path again. Oh, what are you saying? You're saying you don't want to get married again? Ooh, marriage. They don't want to be married again, most of them. Most of them don't want to be married again. If she does, it's a whole different ballgame. But there's many of them who have gotten out of, they're happily divorced. They're happily back in the single world, and they're not interested in being remarried again. But they do want a part-time man friend. They have no problem with a part-time man friend. If you're willing to stay a part-time man friend, Stedman, if you're willing to stay that guy, if you're willing to stay in that zone perpetually forever, you might have something. But if you're looking to make that woman your wife, if you're looking to build a family with her, you might run into some scenarios where she's like, been there, done that, got the t-shirt. I don't know if I want to be anybody's wife. I don't know if I want to. And even if she does want to marry you, you might run into some other things. Well, I'm not changing my name. I did that already, and I had to change it back, and I'm not changing it again. You might run into all those kind of things where you're going to be like, oh, okay. Okay, I guess you don't have to change your name. You're going to run into these things where she's simply going to say, I do not want my identity to be changed. Even if we decide to be married again, I am going to still be me. I have dealt with that already. I want to be me. So if you want to be with me, you're going to be with me. But I'm not changing. I'm not switching. I'm not becoming something for a man again, because they just came out. And even if they're happily out, they still might be in a scenario where once bitten, twice shy. You understand? Number 11. This one's a hard one. Number 11, you might be too old. You might be too old for us. And there's various reasons that a woman is considered by a man too old. He wants children, which is an easy one. Also, she might be too old to keep up. You might be a young, like I'm 52. Don't tell nobody. So I'm keeping a secret. But I'm not that kind of 50. I'm not sitting at home. I'm doing stuff. If you can't keep up because your age doesn't afford you the capacity to have the energy that I have, then how's that going to work? How's that going to work if a brother wants to have sex 6 times a week, and you're like, oh, wait a minute, once, twice, but 6? Are you crazy? 6? You try to kill somebody? Swoo! Come on now. My body don't even work like that. My juices don't get flowing 6 times. She might be too old, and she might be too old, and that means you might not be interested. And there's a lot of attractive women in their 50s who are still very beautiful women, still very fantastic women. So old isn't always how you look. Old is sometimes a mentality. Old is sometimes a behavior or lack thereof. But you might decide, yeah, this girl's too old, man. I can't keep up with her, and she can't keep up with me, and therefore I'm not going there. And some things are looks too, because some guys like gray hair women. I don't mind. She got a little gray hair on her. But some guys are like, hey, come on now. You gotta color that up, young lady. You gotta color that up. Hey, these clothes that you're wearing right now. We gotta update your clothing style. You know, a lot of you older women, you got these high waisted pants. You know, them pants that come all the way up here, because you try to cover up that little tuck. Girl, we don't want them high-waisted pants, man. You gotta adjust them jeans. You might have to straighten out your clothing style, because your clothing style might not match an individual who is a little bit more progressive. So you might give off an older vibe that might be causing the guys to be like, cute, but a little bit too old, man. She's a little bit too old, right? So again, it's not because you look old necessarily. It's because you are acting old. It's because you are not ready to live a life that is like a younger man who's not even younger, who's coming in and saying, hey, I want to do some stuff. I want to get out there and move and do stuff. You might be like, girl, I just want to be in the house watching the Fox News. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that might not work out. She might be too old. Watch this. How about number 12? Perfect. She's perfect. She's everything about her is absolutely fantastic. Like I can't, she's everything that I like, but she's not that attractive. Yeah, that's sometimes how it works. It's like, you know what? If she was a little bit, whatever that man wants, whether it's weight, whether it's looks, he might find her fantastic, but she's not attractive enough to him to be that one girl, to be that girl, to be the girl that he's like, this is her. And that's just a fact of life. Everybody has choices. Everybody has the capacity to do that. Some women check every box except that box, except the box of, yeah, she's not the woman that I see myself walking next to. And this is a lot of times how you can figure out how a man deems attractiveness in you. Might be tough. He's not going to come out and tell you you're not cute enough for me. If he's some kind of crazy person, he might. But if he's an individual that's a gentleman, he's not going to come out all out and say that. But this is what you do. First of all, check out his ex. Ask to see his ex. 2 things are going to happen when you ask to see his ex. He's going to say, why? I don't listen to that. No, I don't mix those things. I don't want you to see that girl. So that means a couple of things. If he don't want you to see his ex, maybe the ex ain't cute, or simply he just wants to divide that life. He just doesn't want you mingling in that. He doesn't want that image in your head or whatever. But if he says, sure, I'll show you my ex, he might be proud of the ex. He might be saying, this is the template to what kind of women I like in my life. My ex was a baddie. Look at her. Yep. And then after you see the ex, try to ask for a couple of pictures of a couple of girls he dated after the ex, because brothers aren't leveling down. They're not leveling down. They're going to try to level up or stay on the same level. Try to see, hey, so have you dated anybody? Have you kind of seen anybody seriously? Really? What do they look like? I'm curious. I'm curious to see your type. And when you see what he's dealing with, you'll be able to say to yourself, oh, okay. All right. Maybe I can see. Hey, what's going on, Obscure Scholar? What's happening? Good to see everybody. You guys ain't talking back to me enough. You ain't talking back to me enough. But okay, I'm going to keep going. All right. She's perfect. This is number 12. There's 25 of them. You're halfway through. She's perfect, but she's not attractive. Watch this. Number 13. She's a nice woman. Really nice woman. I like her. But she got a crazy body count. Red flag. Red flag. Red flag. Nice woman. Crazy body count. For those who don't know what a body count is, she has disclosed to you that she has slept with a lot of men, more than fingers and toes. And sometimes she can't remember the amount of men she slept with. Now, I know there's a double standard here. Some of you say, well, that's terrible. That's because you are very informative. Oh, thank you. No, I'm not that informative. You guys don't talk enough. You guys don't talk enough. I just arrived in New York. I'm here. Hey, what's going on, Obscure Scholar? You arrived in New York? Come up to TO one time. Come up to TO in the big city. I know New York's a big city too. But listen, she's got a crazy body count, but she's attractive. And this is the problem with women who have dated a whole lot of people before you've dated them. I said this in another show. Men are insecure. Men are insecure, and especially alphas. Alphas are insecure, right? Very insecure. They're more insecure than betas. And because that guy's gonna be like, well, shoot, like, man, people gonna see me walking with this girl and be like, you dated, bro, you know who you got? You know who that is? Hey, what's up, bro? Hey, I saw your girl there. Yeah, my boy used to deal with that back in the day, and his boy and another brother across town. It ain't gonna feel right for him. And she could be doing everything right. She could be doing everything right. But she got a crazy body count. She got a crazy body count. It's like, whew. And you know what? Me personally, I don't want to know your body count. I make it a point not to know. But sometimes you ladies talk too much. Oh yeah, you know, I was dating this guy, and yeah, and then I remember I was dating this. I'm like, is it the same guy you did? No. Oh shoot, how many people this girl date? And she keep telling you stories of this different dude and that dude and this dude and that dude. It's not even that she's got 4 baby fathers. It's not even that she got 12 children. It's not even that. She got a body count. And her body count, you realize, listen, this girl been out here for a while. And you might have done your own little research. And your boys are like, yeah, man, she been out here for a minute. She been out here for a minute. Like, she nice, she cute, she bad. But, she's dated a lot of dudes, bro. And you got to deal with that as a man. It's like, do you really want to take that lady and make her the lady? Do you want, and it's not even about taking somebody home or anything, because when you get to a certain age, right, people have had people. People have had people. People have had relationships. People got history. But there are some people, their history is a lot of history. And sometimes you got these young girls too. If you're a guy who you want to date girls in the 20s, girls in the early 30s, that generation is sleeping with each other a lot. And their body count, by the time they get to 30, they've lost track of how many people they slept with. That might be a problem to you. And it might be a red flag for a lot of guys, because a woman who's saying that she has a high body count basically is demonstrating she has a relationship volatility. So it means that she's gone through these fast track relationships, because especially she's young. So she's 28. She's had more men than she's had more men than her age. That means this chick is going through 2, 3, 4, 5 men a year and having so-called pseudo relationships with these guys. And she's cycling through relationships very, very quickly. That's interesting that you don't want to know the number. Good for you. She gets a fresh start with you. I don't want to know. I'm too insecure to be told that you slept with Joey Graham, right? I know. I was dating a woman who slept with Joey Graham, and she made the mistake of telling me that Joey Graham is part donkey. She told me Joey Graham has got an elephant trunk. Oh man, that messed me up. I couldn't. That messed me up, boy. Joey Graham got an elephant trunk. Joey Graham in here with a jackhammer, messing stuff up, causing holes that can't be filled. Yeah. So I don't want to hear. I don't want to know nothing about your body count. I don't want to know. I can't process it. I can't process it. I'm too. I got my self-esteem ain't that high to be able to process the fact that I got to deal with the fact that there was a line before me. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if there's one man. I don't care if there's two. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I was really in love with him. He was my fur. I don't want to know. I don't want to know nothing. And guess what? If you walk into a store, a restaurant, a mall, and your ex is there, don't tap me on the shoulder and be like, oh, hey, is that Anthony? Oh, wow, that's Anthony. Yeah, we used to date back in high school. I don't want to know that. Let Anthony walk his way. I don't want to know. I don't want to be looking at Anthony and be like, the worst thing for you is if I'm looking at Anthony and I say, this little scrunting little boy, this is what you were dating before me? What in the heck? Why? What? No. You know what? I need to reevaluate, because if you let that hit, come on now. All right. Or the opposite. Some guys be like, well, damn, Anthony, why'd you break up with Anthony? Because shoot, if I was a woman, I'd date Anthony. You don't want either of those scenarios. You don't want any of those scenarios, because you just want to walk around in the bliss of ignorance, believing that your woman has only ever been with you. Leave me there. Leave me in the abyss of not knowing. Don't be informing me every time you walk by an ex. Oh, wow, that's a nice car. I remember I used to date this guy. He had that car just like that. And, I think I lost my virginity. No, I don't want to hear that. Stop the madness. So, don't do that to us. We're not interested. The body count, we don't want it. We don't want it. Red flag. You're volatile. You're cycling through relationships. So therefore, you're going to get with me, and in 2 or 3 months, we're going to be done, because you have a track record of cycling through dudes. So what's going on? Why are you cycling through so many men? What's happening? What's going on with you? And then, of course, the elephant in the room. What's going on inside of that body that's going to come back and deal with me in a few years? Like, what is the chemical makeup of your situation? Because if you cycle through so many dudes, you know what? I might get the Ebola STI next. I might get something. My stuff just ties up in a knot and just says, okay, we're not working. No, I don't know. So it's just too much. It's too much to go. Too much to go with. Right? Let's go to number 14. Number 14 is, she's a great woman, but she's too culturally different. Hey, we're discussing tonight, for those who came in, 25 reasons why the men you want won't date you. And we've gotten through most of them. For those, I'm not repeating none of them. You got to watch the replay. For those on YouTube, I need everybody to go to my YouTube and to subscribe. Dell K. Brereton on YouTube. Subscribe. Please, I need subscriptions. Okay, we're trying to build some things out on different platforms. But thank you very much for that. And I know you're going to go and do it. So again, number 14, she's a great woman, but she's too culturally different. Now, this is a biggie. And I have gotten into this, for those who need to know that. Imagine you're dating a girl, nice girl, but she's Muslim and you're a Christian. Ultimately, you're going to get to the point, depending on how religious you are and depending on how religious she is, that's going to become a problem. Somebody's going to have to give. And cultural differences ultimately can run you into a scenario where this ain't going to work in the long run. She might be too culturally different that then you might have to say, hey, you know what? I know it's going to work. And cultural differences sometimes aren't even the issues of the people involved. Sometimes the cultural differences are like, listen, I love you, but I can't take you to my family. Like, they'll never accept you. They'll never accept you. I'm in love with you, but so you have to make a decision sometimes. Am I going to be with this woman and never check out her family? Could be the old adage of a black couple and a mixed couple, black and white. It could be a religion scenario. It could be other races or other ethnicities that have cultural divides that cannot be crossed. I met a brother the other day. He was Nigerian and he was dating a Persian girl. And I said, ooh, I've never seen this, because I've never known Persian women to be able to take black brothers home. I've never known it. I don't say it doesn't exist. I've never known it. Toronto's got a lot of Persian women, beautiful girls. I've rarely ever seen Persian girls date black guys. I've never seen it. I know they like them, but I've never seen them date them. And they were in a very serious relationship, apparently. The brother had money, though. The Nigerian brother had money. And the Persian girl didn't look like she was doing too bad, too, but he had money. So I might have. But cultural scenarios might cause you to be like, yo, nice girl, but I'm not dealing with that culture. I'm not dealing with all that. I'm not getting involved in that scenario, you know? And that might be simply it. It might be simply, I like her, but culturally, Listen, this is it for black women. A lot of white men are interested in black girls. A lot of white men are interested in black girls, but they don't know how to approach you culturally. They don't know if you're interested in them. They don't know if it's some kind of taboo. They don't know if, you know, it's a waste of time. And so when you see in situations of cultural differences, you might, as a woman, have to announce that you're open to dating individuals outside of your culture. Black women don't usually do it. And so, you know, you have to essentially be a little more aggressive maybe to determine, hey, I would definitely date a guy out of my culture. But men who are coming into exotic or other cultures might say, I don't know how it's going to work. I don't know how it's going to work, especially a culture you don't speak the language and they're talking their language around you, or a culture where you like the girl, but you don't really like the food. You know what I'm saying? You ever been in those scenarios where you're like, girl, you're cool, you're all right. Nah, but I ain't eating that. I ain't eating that. Nah, I ain't eating that. Nah, I'm gonna eat when I go home, but I'm not eating that. You know? She said, true, I met one on my flight. He was extremely nice. A nice white guy on the flight? Upscale scholar, well, tell us what happened. Did you get the digits? Like what happened? You know, was he in a scenario where he believed that he had the right or the privilege of being able to maybe get your information? Some white dudes don't care. Some white dudes are like, yo, I'm gonna shoot my shot, right? But some cultures don't know how to approach black women at all. But you know, black women have done a good job in North America, and especially Toronto, about making themselves, they've assimilated well. So it's a lesser of an issue here. I think it's a bigger issue in America, but it's not as a big issue in Toronto. But in America, I think it's a bigger issue. He seemed nervous. Okay. Yeah, of course. He doesn't know if you're going to shoot him down. You know, that brother, these days, you never know, because all the stuff that's happening in the news, you know, they just had a white young boy kill a bunch of black people in Buffalo, right? Black rage all over the place. You might have been like, you look like a serial killer to me. You know, he doesn't know what's going through your mind. He doesn't know what side of the ideological fence you're on. If you're a liberal, if you're a conservative, you don't know if you're CNN or Fox News. You don't know where you are. So yeah, of course he's going to be nervous. You're going to have to do the ice breaking for him. Keeping going. Great women, too culturally different. I'm not gonna jump off this one real. I remember I liked this really nice Indian woman, but Indian from India, not Indian Aboriginal from North America, and she was a fantastic fly girl, and her sister noticed that her we and her were getting tight. And her sister shut that whole thing down. Started talking to her, and after a while, she's like, I'm sorry, you know, we can't talk anymore, blah, blah, blah. Also, I said this before in another broadcast, when them Ethiopians, Somalians, and them East African show up in Toronto, boy. And they declared it was hot girl summer. And they show up in the 90s. They show up in the 80s, really. But then they grew up, and in the 90s, a lot of them girls became ready for the streets, boy. They knew how to dress. They had that nice hair and all that stuff. They showed up. You could date them, but you couldn't breach their culture. You could date them, but they couldn't take you home. You know what I'm saying? And their culture was very different culture than our culture. They refer to themselves as Ethiopian, and they refer to Caribbean men as black. And to us, we're like, what do you mean? What do you mean? You're black too? Well, we're Ethiopian. You're black. What? And there was a cultural divide. So culture is a big thing. Even in people of color, sometimes the culture is a big thing. Yeah, they are gorgeous. He moved his seat next to me. It was cute. Okay. He tried to just snuggle up next to you. You know what? You know what you should have done to him? You should have moved your purse to the other side. I'm joking. I'm playing with you. His friend said that they're the most beautiful humans on earth. My friend, hey, listen, East African women, they never get unbeautiful. They're beautiful all their whole life. Okay? They beautiful on top of beautiful. They're really beautiful. From Rwanda to Eritrea to Ethiopia. And they're all different too. Because you have the Eritrea girls, they got that little pretty face. But then you got the Ethiopian girls, and they got the body with the pretty face. And then you got the Somalia girls who got the badunkadunk. Like their body's like, oh my gosh, what is this? This is where BBLs came from. They're like, we want to look like Somalians. So all of them a little bit different, but they have and then you have the Rwandese, and then you have some of the Lebanese that are mixing in with the Africans. Woo, Lord, there's a whole melting pot. And it's bad. They bad over there. They bad. They absolutely bad. You watch my other show, from last week, and I talk about how brothers, when the Caribbean brothers who are dealing with Caribbean women, when these East Africans came in, them Caribbean girls were like, where did they go? Because we were running down East Africa. We were running down the East African girls, boy. I'm telling you, we were running them down. So I caught one myself back in the day, but that's another story. Okay, number 15. Okay, number 15. Why won't we date her? She's a gold digger. She's a gold digger. She got those stupid memes on social media telling us what she deserves, telling us that, what she expects. And we know right away what kind of nonsense she's on. Or she's the friend zoner. And they put you in the friend zone because they know you like you, but then they come at you and they start asking you for stuff because they think that you're going to take them out of the friend zone if you buy this and you pay for that and you do this, but no, you're getting took. You think we're dumb? We're not dumb. You ain't gonna friend zone us and then ask for stuff. No. We're not stupid. Them days are over. Tell us what you like, if you don't mind. Now, ask me the question. What I like in respect to women. Ask me the question specifically, and I'll tell you an answer. Because I do have a type. But you can ask me the question specifically, so I know what you're asking, what I actually like. Gold diggers. Yes, what I like in the women. I'll tell you right after I talk about these gold diggers. I don't like these ladies. And I don't like these ladies because they have set up a merchandisation for their private parts. And your vajayjay ain't worth it. Okay? They ain't worth it. I'm not going to enter into an e-commerce exchange for intimacy with you because I already know where it's going. I already know first and foremost you're not interested. And so you're not going to hang the carrot of intimacy, close proximity to you over take me to Ruth Chris, over, you know what? Well, maybe you need to show me that you deserve me. I make a guy show me. Show you what? Show you what? I remember one girl asked me for a mini bag. I was like, yeah, I'll get you the mini bag. Sure, mini bag's at my house. Come get it. Oh, no. We can meet somewhere. Don't try that with me. Don't try that with me. No, I'm an old player. Don't try that with me. Now, what do I like in a woman? First and foremost, I'm very visual. So I love beauty. And beauty has a lot of complexities and a lot of styles. I like that East African look. I love it. I really love the East African whole vibe. Women that resemble them in the multiple shades that they come in, hair textures that they come in, love that. I also love locks. I'm a fool for locks. Once you have locks on your head, locks level you up 3. You can be a 3, you get locks, you're a 6. You can be a 6, you get locks, you're a 9. Locks level you up. Something about locks does it for me. I don't know what it is. Something about locks does it for me. When I was a young boy, though, also, I was a face guy. I was like, you know what? You didn't have to be extremely shapely when I was younger because I was more of a face guy. But I found as I get older that it's very important to me also how you're built. And I love women that are in shape. And I mean gym in shape. Like you've gone to the gym. I like women with muscles. I do. I like muscles. I like abs cut up, right? I also, my battery is running low. I'm sorry for all my people on whatchamacallit there on YouTube, because my battery's running low. I'm afraid I might lose you. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm also very, very much attracted. There we go. YouTube, we saved you, bro. We saved you guys. This cord might not work for me, but I'm saving you. I'm also very attracted to intelligent women and women who have the capacity to, and when I say intelligent, I mean, you understand me first. Tell us what you like. Yeah, that's the same question. Women who can figure me out fast, they do something to me. When you are a kind of person that sits down and is able to be like, I kind of figured you out, and you've done it in a very short period of time, that impresses me immensely, because it means that you have taken the time to identify the little idiosyncrasies of me. You're learning me, and it's a great compliment, and it's flattering, and it's attractive, it's sexy when a woman has taken the time to figure you out. And it could be something as simple as saying, somebody sends you a gift and it's like, oh, I saw that you wore these beads, and I thought you would like this. Or a scenario where, I saw that aggravated you. I remember I heard somebody say something to you and I saw that you were aggravated. People who have the capacity to show me that you're actually listening, you're not just listening to what I'm saying, but you're studying me, that's very sexy. That's very, very, very sexy. And last but not least, because it is definitely a very exhaustive list, women who have in their tongue the law of kindness and peace. If you are a brawler, if you're one of these reckless talkers, I will cut your throat fast in respect to being around me. If you have a peace mentality, you bring peace, you're non-argumentative, but you're still able to say, you know what, Dell, I don't really agree with that. I'm not really, but I hear where you're going, but that's not really me. If you're able to conflict even resolve with me in a peaceful way, whew, man, you cute. You bad. I love that, because I have come from a scenario where my mom is a very strong woman. I have some strong women who are daughters. Okay. I have some strong women in my history, and I don't want to be in an argument. I don't want to be in an argument with nobody. And I don't argue with women. I get my keys. You know what I'm saying? I get my keys. I pay my own bills. I got my own spot. I don't argue with them. So when you have a person who has that capacity, it's fantastic. And I'll just throw in, last but not least, the weight of my heart is through my stomach. If you can feed me, and this sounds bad, but if you're type of women who, I remember there's one person came, she was just coming up, and we're supposed to book out. She came, she's like, oh, geez, you didn't clean your dishes. While you're finishing getting ready, she cleaned the dishes up. I was like, what the heck is going on? Clean the dishes, sweeping the floor. I was like, whoa, what? Oh my goodness. I was like, you didn't have to do that. Oh no, it's no problem. A brother needs help sometime. And I was like, and I say this all the time, Amen to peaceful resolutions, day-to-day life. Amen to that. But me, my type of guy, 6'7", 270 of chocolate alpha gorilla, mother me, mom me up, Be like, you gonna sit down there because I see you're tired. Sit down. You know what? Have you taken your vitamins today? Listen, I think you need to shave. Go get yourself a shave. I see you getting a little. Mom me up. I like it. I love it. I love when I'm mommed up. I like that. Me personally, that's my kind of scenario. So if that gives you a little bit of an insight, that's what it is. Okay, there's a lot going on there. Number 16, my kids don't like her. I'm gonna go fast because we eating through our time. It's 9 o'clock already, but I'm gonna hit these. I'm gonna hit these quick because I want you to get them. Because I don't want to repeat this show. I don't want to do a double of this. My kids don't like her. I can't deal with you if my kids don't like you. My kids don't like you. It's a lock because we a team. I'm not going to antagonize that team to bring you part of the scenario and they don't like you. You gotta get back, especially them girl children. Them girls don't like you. It's a wrap. My girls run me. Okay. My daughters from top to bottom, my oldest to the youngest, they run me. If those 3 girls don't like you, you don't have a chance. You don't have a chance. If my kids don't like you, you don't have a chance. You're finished. So you got to impress them for sure. And it's going to be pretty hard. She's boring. Girl, I don't want to talk about this again. We've talked about this 10 times. You don't remember you told me this already? You told me this story. Yeah, you told me this story already. I'm not talking on the phone and you haven't said anything for 10 minutes and I'm going to stay on the phone. I'm not doing it. If you don't have nothing to say, hang up the phone. Boring. I can't do boring, man. I can't do boring. I need people that are able to engage me. I'm a cerebral brother. I need, you know what? I read something today. Oh, you know what I saw? I have a question for you. Oh, give me all of that. I love that. But don't sit there dumbfounded. I can't do that. Terrible, number 18, terrible sexual chemistry. That is a no-go zone. Terrible sexual chemistry, it's a wrap. Somebody asked me this yesterday, and I'm going to bring it up right now. And I'm going to take 10 more minutes to finish the show. 10 more minutes. I'm going to finish to 25 in 10 minutes, okay? Give me 10 minutes, okay? Somebody asked me this yesterday. They said, at your age, do you need to have sex right away, or do you have to wait? Would you wait to have sex and figure it out? Now, this is not going to fit the Christian audience. Everybody who's a saved, sanctified, full of the Holy Ghost, just cover your ears. Cover your ears right now. Because this is the problem with people who have already been sexually active, already had a sexually active life, right? This is why Scripture recommends chastity and all these types of things. Because once you start having sex, you now start gauging sexual quality, sexual chemistry, and that now puts you in a position where you're able to evaluate good sex and bad sex, right? And trash coochie, I'm gonna call it that for now. Trash coochie is trash. Trash coochie is trash coochie. And if it's trash, it's trash. And so therefore, if a man is actually looking, not just to knock your head off, not just to just hit and run, but if he's actually looking for a long-term relationship from you, he needs to know sooner than later if the sexual chemistry is there. Now, you're going to say to me, oh, that's not a very Christian thing to say. Can I help you with that? Can I take you to scripture and tell you a little story about a girl named Esther? And Esther was in a beauty contest trying to be the queen. And every single woman in that harem got to spend one night with the king, secular king, a Persian king. What do you think they were doing the night that they spent with the king? Do you think they were sitting around playing checkers, chess? You think she was reading him sonnets and singing him songs? There was an interview. And that interview, those women were being prepared for a year. Why, if Esther never spent any physical sexual time with that king, was she bathing in all these oils, perfuming herself? Why was he teaching her? Read that scripture again. All the things the king liked. That eunuch was teaching her all the things the king liked. I'm not going to corrupt the story and tell you that he was teaching her sexual things. Did I say it? He might have been, but I'm not going to say it was. But listen, he was teaching her all the things the king liked. So there are times, I'm sorry if this breaks some of our sacred cows, but there are times where sex has to be something that is on the table before a decision is made to firm up the relationship. I'm leaving it right there. You're not going to like it, but it's reality sometimes, because this is what the church has done to some people, smashed them together because of spirituality. They get together and they realize they're not compatible. They're not physically compatible. They're not emotionally compatible. They can't live together. And so what happens now when you're now trying to figure out your life and you've gone through a couple of wrecks, relationships, and now you're looking at somebody who you like really like, and you're thinking, can this work? What are you going to do? You're going to wait and then find out, oh my gosh, we have no sexual chemistry. What am I going to do? That's summer. Come on. I don't know. Don't take my advice. You don't have to take my advice. I'm just saying. Don't take my advice. I'm just saying. But terrible sexual chemistry, that's a no-go zone. Sorry. 19, prima donna status. Status too high. Come on. Women do not know exactly what makes garbage coochie. I know, because it's an intangible. And guess what? You don't know because it's chemistry. You don't know. How can you know? How do you know if your stuff is good for this guy? Somebody else could say, oh, wow, you were great, baby. That's the best I ever had. This guy could say, that was the same old crackers. That was like same old crackers. Sexual chemistry is something that is individualistic to the two people that are coming together. It's fit, it's moisture, it's movement, it's body temperature, it's body heat, it's what you do and how you do it. It's the way the moon is placed in the sky. It's a lot of stuff. And you don't know until you know. And there's no way to know before you know. And there's nothing you can do about it. You got to know. Prima donna status. Standards are too high. Nobody's dealing with these people. Listen, you got all these rules and you got all this. Listen, no, baby. No, we don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. You got to be in the top percentile of women to be able to pull all those prima donna status. You got to be serious. Like, you got to be really serious for me to put up with that nonsense. And part of me knows that even though I'm putting up with it, it's just going to come a time where I'm not going to want to put up with it anymore. You can't be a prima donna. Next, she's not intelligent enough. Dummies are a turnoff. You lack intelligence, you lack self-confidence, turn off. You have low esteem where I always have to build you up. You know you look good, girl. You look good. I don't feel attractive today. I feel fat. I don't look at this thing on my face. Don't you see this little blemish? I don't see nothing. I think you look good. No, I don't feel like I look good. I can't do that every day with you. Too much. That's too much. I can't deal with that. Your father didn't tell you you're pretty when you're 5 years old, but I can't help you now. I'm grown. You're fine. That's why I'm here. But if I can't tell you that, if you don't believe that, you got to go see somebody. I can't wait with you with that. And if you're not intelligent, ultimately your lack of intelligence is going to be a detriment to me, because you're gonna do something stupid when I need you to use your head, and you're going to be an anchor when I need you to be a sail, and that's the problem. So I can't deal with dummies. I can't. I'm sorry. Beautiful dummies, can't deal with you. Fine dummies, curvaceous dummies, sex dummies. Dummy is a dummy, and I can't deal with you. You got to have some common doggone sense. And if you don't have common doggone sense, I can't trust you with my children. I can't trust you with my money. I can't trust you with my business. I can't trust you with my self-image. You're too dumb. Nope. Number 21, delusional worldview. Those are the weirdo categories. That's the weirdos. Oh, I don't eat in the morning. I wake up every day and I believe that we should ingest oxygen. We should just breathe. Why don't we just eat air? Like, okay, cuckoo. No, if you're a weirdo, if you're just a little bit too kooky for me, you're out there, you're out there in the astral plane, you know what I'm saying? You sage in the house and you doing all these kind of stuff and you telling me all kind of weird stuff. No, I'm sorry. You're a weirdo. I'm not dealing with weirdos. I don't want to wake up one day and there's chicken blood dripping from a bowl and you're no, I'm not dealing with you. You're crazy. No. No crazy psycho weirdo girls. No, sorry. You fine, but you're a weirdo. You're a little strange little girl. You know, wear two different pairs of shoes. No, no, baby. Drink this. No, I'm not drinking that. I'm sorry. Oh, you should try it. You know, we live in an environment where people don't get enough carbon and carbon is in you and nitrogen is in you and the universe is in you and you are no, leave me alone. No, I'm gone. I'm sorry. Where's the door? You know, how come I don't see a door anymore? What did you put in my drink? No, I'm not messing with you weirdos. You are number 22. You are a pro athlete groupie. No, once she dated a pro athlete, just one, she's suspect. If she's dated more than one, she's a no-go. If she's dated pro athletes, if she's dated coaches, those girls are no-goes. If she's dated actors, a whole bunch of them, no-go. She's a groupie. She has to stop that. Chicken blood took chicken blood. Where the backside are you meeting these women? Air. I'm telling you, I met a girl like that. She breathed air for breakfast. That was what she told me. She breathed air for breakfast. She didn't want to eat. She said, I don't eat. I just deal with air. And this is a real story. This is my real life. I'm trying to tell you. The chicken blood thing that never happened. But the breathing the air girl, she's real. She's a real human being. She's a real human woman. Pro athlete groupies, they're a no-go. Why in your 40s are you still going to Raptor games because Raptors gave you tickets? Those guys are 20 years old. How are you still dating Raptors? How are you still dating young professional athletes in your 40s? Those kids, those could be your children. Like, how are you still hooking? How do you get free tickets to the Raptors like that? How do you get floor seats? My girl is dating one. You're 45. How old is your girl that's dating a 20-year-old? What's going on? No, if she has a laundry list of men that she still communicates with who are stars, I said it before. Shaq's going to buy me a car. Cedric the Entertainer sent me a purse for Christmas. Real stories. She's for the streets, bro. Her street is higher than yours too, but that's a groupie. Let her go. I don't care. And she's probably a baddie, absolutely a baddie. But you gotta let her go. That's a groupie, and they don't work out. Okay, pro athlete groupies got to go, and actor groupies got to go. Number 23, almost only 25. Got two more. Angry. If she's an angry woman, she's always getting angry every day. And sometimes I can't lie because I've been traumatized by environment where my mom was an angry woman. Some of my exes were angry women, you know, a little bit. I don't mind angry girls. Sometimes a little anger fit is cute, especially if those Latinos and whatnot. But at the end of the day, once your anger is like a constant, no, I can't deal with the angry girls anymore because I realize that my personality makes women angry because I don't take a lot of things seriously. So these women are going to get mad at me and I'll be like, girl, you angry, but I'm laughing and you're getting more angry because I'm not acknowledging it because it's not a big deal to me. I'm not stressed out about something small, you know? So you're going to be angry, and I'm not going to be angry. And then you're going to be even angrier and it's going to turn bad. It's not going to turn bad. Carlene, how you doing, love? Good to see you. And so we have a scenario where angry girls, and this is why sometimes ladies, black women especially, some of y'all have put yourself out of the dating category just with this one. You want to be that angry black girl? Nobody going to deal with you. You're going to be that girl cussing. I had this girl call me all kind of names on social media the other day. She called me all kind of names. Luckily, the algorithm worked, and Zuckerberg put her behind jail, and I went in there to heckle her. But I was like, see you in 30 days. Because you know I'm petty. I was like, she was calling me every name in the book, the P word, every name in the book. I was like, okay, angry sister. Number 24. I don't mess with these ones either. Runaway brides. Okay? You left your last dude, you left your last husband for foolishness. If you tell me a story and I see, because that's my trigger, you left your last husband and it was some stupid story, I'm not going to be a reward. I don't like runaway brides. I don't like women that they ran out of their covenant easily before, and you ain't getting me. You ran out of your last covenant, you're going to run out of mine. And so runaway brides for me, once I see that you don't take covenant seriously, you don't take real relationships seriously, you just parachuted your last dude who was in a good, strong relationship out of the plane and sound like something that was trivial and dumb, I ain't giving you a chance. And number 25, last but not least, serial cheaters. That's like a note that you're thinking, oh, of course, you're not going to date a serial cheater. But let me tell you what I think serial cheaters are as we go home. And DJ, give me some music, DJ. Serial cheaters are individuals who are on dating apps. That's right. If you're on a dating app, you're a no-go. Because why are you on a dating app? And if you're on a dating app and then you're good looking, that means you're meeting a lot of dudes. You're dating a lot of dudes. You've got more than one dude at a time. You might be a serial cheater. You know what I'm saying? So, give me a scenario where I see that you're actually trying to meet people organically, but I'm not dealing with serial cheaters. But I gotta go because I've gone past my time. 25 reasons why the dudes that you like won't date you. Come on now. Run it back. If you want to take the list down, run it back. Tomorrow we're talking about why are the beta dudes winning? Why are the betas winning? What do they got that maybe some of you should be looking at? Because us alphas got a lot of things on our list, as you can see. So love, peace, and hair grease. Thank you for coming out. YouTube, subscribe. Dell K. Brereton on YouTube, everybody. Subscribe. Let's keep having these conversations. See you tomorrow.